I once again welcome you all of you. The microverse and microverse subject. Today is day 6, right? Yes. Now see this. Today is day 6, 24/4/21. So now we are going to see the today topic is memory segmentation. Okay, very useful and interesting topic. Memory segmentation. You see this memory segmentation of 8086 microcontroller. So okay, okay. Now see this. This is our basic structure of the microprocessor. This is our basic structure of the microprocessor. You know that basic structure. It has ALU, registers, and a timing and control unit. So I hope that we are already completed this the three. Then pin diagram we're going to see in the next class onwards. Then today we are going to discuss this memory, RAM and ROM. Remember, the memory we are call it as a RAM and ROM. Also, it has a read and write memory. But you can send the information at the same time. We can retrieve the information from this memory, RAM and ROM memory. You can also call it as a primary memory. Primary memory. Okay. Now you can see this once again in the previous class. We are already seen this some register organization. We have four different types of registers categories are there. First one is general purpose registers. Those are the AX, PX, CX, DX. These are the 16-bit registers. Whenever you want that one, you can use it as a 8-bit registers. AH means here higher, H means here higher, L means a lower order, higher order and lower order. Then second category of register, you can use it as a segment registers. You know that our memory is a segmented memory. Segmented memory. Okay, our memory is a segmented memory. So that purpose we are using this code segment, data segment, code segment, stack segment, data segment, and extra segment. These are also the 16-bit list. These are also the 16-bit list. Then we have another third category of registers is also the pointers and index registers. Stack pointer, base pointer, source index register, destination index register. So index pointer registers are there. These are also some 16-bit registers. Okay. Now the another category of register is also there. That is the flag register. Flags. This is also the 16-bit register. A flag is also the 16-bit register. Okay, so now see this flag. You have different types of flags are there. Carry flag, parity flag, auxiliary carry flag, zero flag. I mean sign flag. Then T means here trap flag. Then I means here interrupt flag. D means here directional flag. O means here overflow flag. So different types of flag. What is the carry flag? Whenever you can add the two numbers, and extra bit you can call it as a carry. Then parity. So why this parity is used? So this parity checker or parity is used to receive the correct information or not. We have to check that one by using parity. So what is the auxiliary carry? You can add the subtract the BCD addition and subtraction loss in between these two category, two groups, group 1 and group 2. So there is there is in between that groups we have it is produced at the any borrow or carry, we can call it as a auxiliary carry. Then zero, we can subtract the two numbers, or we can divide the two numbers, or like that. So to get the answer is zero. So zero flag is sign. So then sign binary. So whether it is equal to one, negative number, whether it is equal to zero, positive number. Positive number. So trap and interrupt and as well directional as well as you know that what is overflow flag. So our registers are 16-bit registers. Beyond that, numbers are 17 bits or 18 bits are occurred by addition by adding the numbers or by multiplying the numbers. As in case, will represent this flag is set is equal to one means here set. Remember, one set is equal to one, reset is equal to zero. Remember, set is equal to one, reset is equal to zero. Okay, these are the numbers. Now see this. In the last class, we are also seeing that. So our 8086 microprocessor generates 20-bit address. But actually, you know that very well. You know that very well. So what are the register size? Register size is 16-bit. So these registers are responsible for writing the programming. For example, move si comma 1005 for suppose. So this is the address. This is the, so how many bits of address it is? It is only, you can represent here only 16-bit address only. Remember. So whether this 16-bit address is converted into the 20-bit address. Why only 16-bit address we are mentioning here? Because of the register size move si comma. This is going to the accumulator. You know that. So one of the operand is always a accumulator. So ax register, you can use it as operands ax or bx or cx or dx or si, source destination index, source index. So these are the different types of operands we are using here. These are the 16-bit registers, but it generates the 20-bit addresses. How is it is possible? So this is possible by moving 4-bit positions in this direction. As 4-bit position in this direction. See this, forwarded into the 4-bit position. A left, a 4-bit positions are left. See this. So this in the last class you are already see, you are already calculated by using by taking some different numbers in the last class. Those who are attended on the last class, it is very much easy to understand. Otherwise these videos are uploaded in the YouTube. You can also see that. Okay. Okay, now coming to our topic, segmented memory, memory segmentation, memory segmentation. See this here, and memory segmentation. Why the segmented memory is taken? Why the segmented memory is taken? Why we require the segmented memory? First, suppose I tell you one best example. First, suppose if any person is coming to the college. For suppose someone one of you are studying in the college. Your parent is coming to the college, and first of all your parent is go to the offices and inquiry that one. Okay, inquiry that one. So where is the some drill department and all other things. First of all, where he is going? First of all, he is going to the office. For suppose he is going to the office. A parent is coming to the office, coming to the college, and ask that where is the. So first of all, going to the office, then inquire that into the department. Different types of different types of department. So you are studying in the department. So okay, or your uncle is coming to the college. He doesn't know which department you are studying. So he is straightly going to the office and inquire that one based on your register number or your name and all. So for suppose you are studying in the trivia department. So he coming to the trivia department and coming to the some classes, some class, some third year A section or B section or C section, so on. So this way, one of the way they can identify the student. This way, one of the way. So what is the office here? What is the office here? What is the office here? So what is the department you are assuming it as? What is the department here? What is the class here? So whenever you are dividing our information into the some parts, it is very much easy to identify the particular data. Yes. Otherwise, your parent is coming to the college. He is searching entire college out of 3,000 students. It is possible to identify by you particularly. Yes, it is identified, but it takes a lot of time. Takes a lot of time. But you divided the information is like this. So first of all, your parent is coming to the office. So then coming to the department. Then coming to your class. So you can divide it this way. It is very much easy to identify you. It is very much easy to identify. Yes, yes. This is the way you can uh, divided the entire memory into the different parts like this. Yes, yes. You see this, your memory is divided into the some parts here. some parts here. So total memory is divided into the some parts here. So that part you can call it as a segments. Parts here call it as a some segments. Okay, parts here you can call it as a segments. So segment registers. Segments. Okay. Now see, this is the way they can identify the students to the department. Sure. So so that's why we can divide the entire memory into the some segments. Okay. So what is the total memory size of the microprocessor? What is the total memory size of this microprocessor? What is total memory? What total RAM and ROM memory size is? How to depends upon that one? This is depends upon the 20-bit address lines, 20-bit addresses. So nothing but 2 power 20 is equal to the 1 MB memory. 2 power 20 is equal to the 1 MB memory. 2 power 20 is equal to the 1 MB memory series. 1 MB memory. So microprocessor is able to access 1 MB memory only. We are not at all increasing the memory because it can only access the only 20 bit address is nothing but the 20-bit address is nothing but the 2 power 20 is equal to 1 MB memory only. Okay, this total entire memory, what is the total entire memory is 1 MB. So but here the total entire memory you can divide into the some segments. Then what is the each segment size? What is the each segment size? So each segment size is a 64 KB size. Each segment, this is one segment, this is second segment, this is third segment, this is fourth segment, and so on. How many segments are divided here? Logically 16 segments are divided. Each segment, what is the memory size is 64 KB. 16 into 64 KB is equal to the 1 MB. Remember, 1 MB. So what are the different types of segments here? So code segments are available. How many code segments are available? 4 code segments, 4 data segments, 4 extra segments, then 4 stack segments are available. Out of 16, out of 16 segments, how many segments are divided? Total 1 MB memory is divided into the 16 different segments. So these segments are identified by the registers, segment registers. How many segment registers are available? 4 segment registers are available. So each segment register, what is the size of that? Each segment register 16-bit segment register. So that's why. So total, and because 16-bit, so nothing but it is able to identify the 16 numbers, because see this at 16 bits, 16-bit registers. Each and every bit it will get 0, 1, and so on. 15 here, 15 here. Each and every bit will identify the one segment. So that's why it is a 16-bit register. So that's why we divide into the 16 segments of 4 each. Nothing but code segments are 4, data segments are 4, extra segments are 4, stack segments are 4 segments are available. Total entire memory is equal to the 1 MB. Each segment memory is 64 KB. What is the segment addresses? So that segment addresses starts at the at 00. H means here, you know that microprocessor is only understanding the uh, here language hexadecimal. Here hexadecimal language. H means here hexa. So F00H. F means here 15. 15, remember. F means here 15. So H means here hexadecimal language. You can know that hexadecimal. H means here. So we are not considered one. So you can 3. So it starts at the 0 to the end at the 15. Remember. So nothing but total 16. 0 is also considered as a one segment. So 16 segments respectively. You can identify the 16 segments respectively. So what is the memory size of the microprocessor? So each and every segment is a 64 KB. Nothing but that represents this way 000 to the, yeah, that 64 KB is nothing but the See this again. See this. So 1 MB memory. So 1 MB memory nothing but the 50 H 2 5 2 3 4 5 H. This is the 1 MB memory. Then what is the 64 KB? What is the 64 KB? Could represent 4 H2. Nothing but 4 digits are enough to represent the 64. H2 F F F F H. Or you can represent in this 5 bits 0000 H 5 bits to F F F F 0 H. This is 64 KB memory locations. This is the 1 MB memory location. Thus we can convert this hexa to decimal. Hexa to decimal, you get this 64,000 bytes. Bytes. 64,000 value. You can convert this hexa to the decimal value. So this is the way you can represent. So each segmented memory is 64 KB. Total entire memory is 1 MB. Segmented memory is 64 KB. Okay, this is the way. This is the way you can identify the. Okay, you can divide the total entire memory. So what are the segments names? The segments names: code segments, data segment, stack segments, and extra segments. Okay, okay. This is one way you can divide it the segmented. Okay, so okay, maybe the next class we are going to discuss this entire memory. Okay, thank you for joining today. So you can join the next class.